Hi guys, so today's video is just a short groundwork session that I recently did with Smokey. If you watch my most recent vlog, you will have known that I fell off the last time that I rode him. So I've decided to go right back to basics and start again from the beginning. And this is where I first started with Smokey when I first got him 2.5 years ago now. So it's a really good way to make sure that they understand what you're asking them on the ground before you get on their back, and also to make sure that you have both their trust and respect. So with Smokey, probably the number one issue that I have with him is that he's never very forward. The only time he is forward is when he's scared. So when he gets a bit spooky, he has a lot more energy, but when he's relaxed, he is quite lazy. So here I'm just trying to work on getting him nice and forward before I really ask him to do too much else. I'm also trying to get him to change direction. So on this side he has a lot of trouble turning in, and he always has done. This session is probably the worst that he's ever been with not turning in on this side. He just does not want to take any chance to come into the centre to rest or to change direction. So all I'm doing is every time I ask him to come in and he declines, I just politely send him back off again. So just there he decided that he was going to change direction without me asking. So I got quite firm with him there just to send him back in the same direction that he came, and just to make sure that he doesn't turn his bum into me. And here he decided to canter, so if he offers a faster gait, I usually just go, okay, cool, we can canter. If you want to canter, we can do that. We actually need to work a lot more on his canter. It was very, very good in this session for him, but you can see that he's not very balanced and he's not very forward either. He's very reluctant to go up into a canter. The main reason for this is because he did race as a pacer, so he wouldn't have been encouraged to canter in hobbles. He wouldn't have been physically able to canter in hobbles. He would have been encouraged to pace. So I think with him, the biggest issue with him cantering is that he lacks a lot of confidence. So in doing this groundwork, I'm trying to make him a lot more confident in cantering, because he does canter naturally rather than pace. So I'm just trying to encourage him to canter and make sure that I really reward each try that he gives, because he sometimes will not do it at all. We actually got a few really good canter transitions in this session. One particular one towards the end, I didn't even need to use the whip, which is huge for him. So whenever he does what I ask, I make sure to reward by releasing all the pressure. The rest period is just as important as anything else, and this is the time that they really let down and learn to relax. If you want to know more about round penning and groundwork, I think that there's a lot more videos on YouTube that explain it better than I ever could. I'm not very good at explaining it. So I'll link a few down below if you are interested in learning how to round pen your horse. I find these exercises really useful. So here what I'm doing is, because when I ask him to go forward with quite a lot of pressure, he can get a little bit funny about coming into the centre with me, and he can also get a little bit funny about me touching him. So here I'm just approaching and retreating and taking time to let him know that I'm not going to ask him to move. I'm just going to come in to his space and give him a little touch on the nose. When I first got Smokey, he couldn't do any of this. He would hardly trot. I could hardly get him to walk. So he has improved a lot, but we've still got a lot of work to do. You can see there he didn't come in either. So I just send him off again and ask him to canter. That was quite a good transition for him. When I first got him, if I would ask him to trot, his head would come up all the time. Like, he would get really, really stressed about it. Any kind of pressure that I put on him, he either not react at all or he would completely overreact. So by not reacting, he would just kind of pretend that I wasn't there, or if he'd overreact, he'd just bolt off and not listen. And this is one of the things that he still tends to do under saddle, so that's why I'm going back to the groundwork to try and find out what pressures make him get so uptight that he feels the need to run away. So once I finish doing the round penning, so making him change direction, I make sure to give him a really good scratch before I do put his halter on. Here you can see I'm just kind of working on getting his head a little bit lower and making sure that he's nice and relaxed before I put his halter on. So on this particular day, I had thought that I was going to work on getting him a little bit softer, so getting some lateral flexion, and this is what I'm doing here. So basically, every time he releases and gives to that pressure, I'm going to stop the tension on the lead. Unfortunately, as you can see, we had a little bit of a problem with him eating, so I decided to work on that instead. As you can see, it only took a couple of corrections for him to decide not to eat anymore. And he just self-corrected there, which is awesome. So then I usually just, once I've done this kind of exercise, because I'm flicking him around the nose with the rope, I just go back to doing a little bit of desensitizing around his face with the lead rope to make sure that he's, one, not frightened of the lead rope and doesn't think that it's going to always hit him in the face, and also that he's not afraid of me moving around. As you can see, I'm pretty awful at doing this exercise. He puts up with me a lot. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of the groundwork that I do with him, be sure to leave a comment below, and I'll see you all again next time. Thanks for watching.